Good afternoon everyone, this is AJ back again for part 3 of my series on the Punisher, a walkthrough of my collection basically. Obviously part 1 if you missed it and part 2 are both up. Part 1 I looked at the initial Punisher miniseries, the first one, and then the 104 issue ongoing. Part 2 looked at the Punisher War Journal and the Punisher Warzone, all up to their final issues. So now in part 3 I'm going to look at the next series of the Punisher, when he came back, simply titled Punisher, plus a few other bits which kind of detour off, Punisher World related. Yeah, let's get started. So firstly, like I said in my previous video, there are a lot of square bound one-off Punisher prestige format titles that were released, most of which I've got locked away. However, on my shelf I do have these that I will share with you. These are oversized Punisher books. This is the Assassin's Guild Punisher, Joe Duffy, George Zaffino and Julie Michael. I don't know if you can, yeah. I don't remember the stories, to be honest with you. But so that's that. And then Spinning Doomsday's Web, Punisher and Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. Yeah, interesting. You know, interesting art style within. Again, I don't know when I last read these. They would take me back some time. Now I've got 4 hardback oversized books. Chuck Dixon, George Zaffino, Punisher, Kingdom Come. Kingdom Gone. Kingdom Come. That's a DC book, Kingdom Come. Very good, very good. Alex Ross. Anyway, yes, so Punisher, Kingdom Gone, which is a hardback book. Again, these were released during that initial run of the Punisher. Not the greatest of art in that one. Punisher, The Return to Big Nothing. You must have seen that picture before. That's quite iconic. It's a black cover. You can't see it. You might be able to see it. It's got the Punisher logo sort of embossed or debossed into the book. They've all got dust jackets. I keep all my stuff in really good condition. Return to Big Nothing. Mike Zeck is the penciler. Mike Zeck was the Punisher artist on the original 5-issue miniseries back in the day. He was a good Punisher artist. Circle of Blood, that was called, that first 5-issue miniseries. Yes, then we have Punisher Intruder. Mike Baron, Bill Reinhold, Linda Lessman. Silver cover of a machine gun. Very nice. Yeah, let's have a look a bit at the art style in that. It's pretty good. Again, I couldn't tell you the story. It's been decades. I mean, if you're going back to like the 90s, considerable time ago. Graphic novel. And last of the hardback books, my personal favourite, Alan Grant, John Wagner, Cam Kennedy, Punisher, Blood on the Moors, set in the Scottish Highlands. Born in the Highlands of Scotland. Sword silver on the cover. Like I said, that's a bit of an aside. So, I'll show you a bit of the art inside. Nice artwork. Very nice artwork and colouring. And obviously, I don't know, you may recognise the art. He's done a lot of Judge Dredd, Star Wars, Dark Empire trilogy, and they've done the first one. Again, a long time ago. So, sorry, that was a bit of an aside. So, back to the actual comic book collections themselves. So, after the cancellation of the original three Punisher series, Marvel came back a little while later under their Marvel Edge imprint with Punisher. Metallic cover for issue 1. Frank Castle in an electric chair. His death was faked. I can tell you that much. Now this story saw Frank Castle, the Punisher, taking over a mob family and running a mob family from the inside. Obviously, beyond that, I can't really remember much. Sorry, that was issue 3. So, issue 4, Daredevil, Return of Jigsaw, Punisher's Nemesis, Punisher issue 5, Punisher issue 6, Showdown with S.H.I.E.L.D. issue number 7, issue number 8, By Family Betrayed, issue number 9. Castle vs Jigsaw, the final battle. Yeah, right. Issue number 10. The reason why the Punisher actually didn't have many continuing villains like a lot of Marvel other Marvel characters is because of the nature of the Punisher and the fact that he would kill them. Issue 11. Issue 12. Issue 13. Total Extinction. So I'm guessing that had something to do with the X-Men at the time. Issue 14. 15. Issue 16. Issue 17. March 97. Obviously, issue 17, that's in homage to the death of Superman from 93, 94, when he had his cape flowing. Not that it's the death of the Punisher. Now, issue 18, The Punisher No More. Now, this series was cancelled at this point. Low sales. I remember my disappointment between this. Well, next series was pretty disappointing actually when he returned, but I'll come to that. But yeah, again, I'm going to detour off into a different side, come back, talk about my disappointment between the end of this one and the start of the next, and my disappointment with the next. Next. So, as a little detour, I'm now going to talk about another imprint series that Marvel done. I'm holding it in my hand. 2099. Punisher 2099. Jake Gallows. Yes, Marvel done an imprint series called 2099 where they took some of their heroes. Initially it was Spider-Man, Punisher, Doctor Doom, and a brand new creation called Ravage, and set them inside the in the year 2099, where there would be new basically new people in these roles in the future. Spider-Man 2099, great character, brilliantly designed outfit, love him. He's still going today, going strong as a comic. Well, not as but as a character. He popped up in the animated Spider-Man film at the very end. We'll hopefully have a bigger part in the second part. But I digress. So, yes, Punisher 2099, issue 1, foil cover, as you can see. But yeah, the character's name was Jake Gallows. That's issue 2. He found Frank Castle's war journal. He was a law enforcement officer himself. He finds the war journal itself with all its entries and takes up the mantle of the Punisher to continue the work of Frank Castle. 2099, last exit. That's issue 4. Issue 5. Issue 6. Issue 7. Issue 8. Issue 9. And issue 10, Jigsaw 2099. Issue 11. Issue 12. Issue 13 with Spider-Man 2099. Not the best picture of him, but that's what he looked like. Issue 14. Issue 15. 16. 17. Issue 18. Issue 19. Not Lynn Michaels. Anyway, so far it's run longer than that last Punisher series. Return of Vendetta, issue 20. '21. 22. 23. 24. Milestone issue 25. Silver. And an embossing to the Punisher, Jake Gallows himself. And we have 26. Sorry again, that noise you can hear. That's where the tape, the plastic, the sticky smears onto the front of the one in front. Because they've been in boxes for ages, for a long time. Punisher 2099, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is issue 28 of Punisher 2099. Punisher 2099, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Issue 30. Issue 31, Doom Returns. Issue 32. And issue 33, The Return of Vendetta. Issue 34, that being the last issue of Punisher 2099. They then done a couple of years later, a few years later, 2099 Apocalypse, which I have here in the back. I can't tell you nothing about the story. All I can tell you is that Punisher 2099 is killed off within this book. Can't remember how, but there you go. But then we have Marvel Knights 2099. This was a one-off. It's still a Punisher 2099 book. Nothing to do with Jake Gallows or that. Yes. So that's that. Before I get back onto the main Punisher series, I will just show these as an aside as well. More recent, but still a while ago. Punisher Noir. Set, I don't know, around the beginning of the century, 1920s, that sort of era. Yeah, Punisher Noir, issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, and issue 4. Yeah, 4-issue miniseries there. Now, I'll go back to where I was because I digressed into 2099 and Noir territory there. So, after the cancellation of the Punisher, or Punisher, that 18-issue series, which was abruptly cancelled, felt like it didn't have an ending to it. It was quite annoying in that respect. And then off screen, so to speak, it was never in a book. Punisher was killed. He was killed. It was just the new story for the new, where they tried to reboot the Punisher in what can only be called as an epic fail. So, under the Marvel Knights imprint, the Punisher came back in a 4-issue miniseries as this. Notice the glowing guns, notice the demonic eyes and symbol upon his head. Basically, the Punisher had been killed. We never saw that. And he came back here as like a demonic angel of death, so to speak. Working for the angels, working for heaven. He could basically pull weapons out of his trench coat, if I'm recalling this correctly. He could reach in and pull out pretty much anything he wanted from heaven's armory. Yes, so great turn for, yeah, brilliant. That's what everyone wanted, isn't it? Yeah, Punisher being turned into some sort of a demonic angel of death. Yeah, not just being a normal man fighting crime. That wasn't good enough. So let's do this to him. Let's crap all over the character, turn him into this nonsense. Anyway, so this was a 4-issue miniseries. 1, 2, 3, 4. As I sort of showed you there. So just bear with me because it is relevant. I'll be back in a minute, I promise. So I do have issue 1 signed, Dynamic Forces, with a certificate of authenticity, alternate cover, limited series, 6,000 copies, signed by Christopher Golden and Tom Snygoski. Yeah, I'm sure that's worth loads. I didn't buy it for that reason. It's because I try and get anything Punisher. I'm not, when it comes to comics, I'm not a speculator. I despise speculators. I collect. Hence, well, my Punishers, these, you know, the Punisher comics to me, these are, I'm holding this up and saying these are, and this is like the low point. But the Punisher comics, to me, you know, they're priceless. That's why I have them all boxed. I have them all each individually carded and bagged. It's mine. It's my collection. It's my go-to character. I love him. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it there today. I'm going to leave you on a downer with Demon Punisher. Yeah. Low times. I did enjoy the 2099 series. I had no issues with that and what they done. The series before that, Punisher itself, like I said, what resonates with me the most in my mind about that is that it was cancelled abruptly. I never got to see a finish to that story, really. And I never got to see what happened to the Punisher going into this. So they're my memories from that. Yeah, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. We're heading into great territory in the next video. Garth Ennis of Vertigo's Preacher, Steve Dillon art. Yes, we're going into Welcome Back Frank. Yeah, so I'll leave it here now, and I'll say welcome back to you in the next video. Please think about subscribing, clicking the notification bell. If you want to leave me a comment, that's great. I'll get back to you. I'm happy to discuss anything Punisher related, comic related. Yeah, so have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy your evenings, whatever you're up to, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care of yourselves.